So first off, just to describe to me, just basically, I mean, we're on the spot where you guys have been watching from. Describe to me what your watches were like. What were you guys doing?
Well, it probably is going to sound kind of boring, but at that time, all you do is you sit and you wait for the defendant, the person you're looking for, to show themselves, and we're watching down the street with binoculars. And so you try to, because part of the deal with us is we have to, we have to know that the person is around. So you sit and you try to see the person, and that's what involves, you hear the old cop term stakeout. That's what we would do, and we would binocular, we would have two vehicles because of the reasons I explained to you about parking cars and different things. And the first day, I think we spent 15 hours just doing that.
Can you describe for me, we were talking about it a minute ago, but can you do it for me on camera now? Just
Sure.
describe some of the risks that were involved. I mean, this is...
Well, one of the risks is the area. St. Louis is a beautiful city. I love it. I grew up here, but there are areas, as there are in every town and city, that are not good areas. And this area is improving, but it has been known to be bad with gangs and different things like that. And one of the other risks are because of the other individual that was involved with her, being that he has proven himself to be a shooter, and we didn't know whether he was with her or not. That increased the stress factor and the risk factor a lot. So, those two items together by themselves made it a job that became a lot harder than we at first thought it would be. At first we thought it was just going to be a bond revocation and come and get her and be done with it. A couple days after that, we find out that she's wanted by the Columbia PD for violent crime, and her boyfriend, or the guy she was with, was a shooter, and he had allegedly shot in an incident. You got to watch that, because you can't just assume he's not going to be there.
Tell me what your mindset was. I mean, you started out, like you said, going on just for the initial bond. Tell me what your mindset is, though, as a bounty hunter or a fugitive recovery agent. What's your mindset when you find out, okay, this is a violent person? Do you get nervous?
Oh, sure, you get nervous, sure. If a guy does this and says that he's not trying to watch himself, and if you're not a little nervous, you're not on edge, you're not really prepared for what might happen. So far, luckily, we have never had a shooting incident. We've had plenty of hand-to-hand scrapes where you have to take care of what's happening, but no shooting incidents, and we try. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. We try to do this professionally, and we try not to go beyond what we should do. But the mindset is, you took the job on. No matter how nervous you are, you took it on, so it's time to complete it.
One last question. Just can you walk me through that night or that morning, early in the
Sure.
morning? Just walk me through what happened. You get to the door and just tell me what happened.
Well, we had a tip that she would be in the domicile where she was at, and we sat and watched for about 3 hours, and it was evening time Monday. This is Thursday, so Monday evening, and we had been watching for the prior 3 days before that. So that evening, and we had seen kind of their habits of what was happening, and as we're sitting there, the sister walks down the sidewalk and completely goes to a house she'd never walked to that whole 4 days, goes around the back instead of into the front door, which when we watched, they went to the front door wherever they went. And then we spied a female that was probably our defendant opening the door for her. So we went up to the door, and my partner went to the front door, and I went to the back door, and we knocked. They knew who we were, because according to them, they had been seeing us for the last 2 days. And so the person that actually lived in the home opened the doors and said that we could enter. We entered. We searched the house, and in the bedroom, she was hiding in the closet. And she was under a bunch of clothes, and when I had to move some clothes, and I touched her, and then I stepped back because I realized that there was a human being there under the clothes, and that's when I told her to come out. She sat there for a second, kind of made me nervous because I couldn't see her hands, and I screamed at her to put her hands out, and then she did that and came out of the closet, and we put her down on the floor and handcuffed her. Actually just told her to lay down and put her hands behind her back.
And can you just walk me through, I mean, you talked about the stress that's on you guys. I mean,
Right.
You're sitting out here for 4 days watching the same
Right.
houses.
Well, I mean, the area we're in it's pretty, known for high crime rate area. Multiple shootings all the time around here. Just last couple of days, there's been multiple shootings, not more than 4 or 5 blocks from here. So sitting in this neighborhood, we had to do a lot of stakeout, trying to get a location, which house our defendant was in, because she was bouncing back and forth three or four different houses down here. So.
And can you just walk me through, just you personally, what did you do on the night that you actually apprehended the defendant? Just walk me through your role.
Well, basically what happened is we seen the sister go into a house that she hasn't been at yet, and we noticed, we had an eye on our defendant that we've been looking for, open the back door to let her in. So I was at the front door, my partner was at the back door. The guy that owns the house opened up the front door, let me in, explained to him what, they knew who we were, but explained to him that, we were there to get Tabisha Franklin. At that time, he let me in. The owner went to the back door, let my partner in, and then we did got authorization to do a search of the house. We ended up going to the bedroom after checking a few rooms, made to the bedroom, and ended up apprehending her in the bedroom. She was hiding in the closet. She came out of the closet on a command to get on the ground. She did that. We handcuffed her and put her in custody.
Talk me through the process. Once you had apprehended her, what came next? What did you guys do from there?
You know what? Be real honest. We got her up. We set her down at the kitchen table. Try to calm the situation down. A lot of family was coming over, concerned about her. So we ended up moving it outside, to try to get her situated, to get her back to Columbia. We let her, say goodbye to her family and stuff. And it was probably about 12 individuals there that was family, that talked to her, and, so.